You can do a thousand things that are consistent with what you say you're about and do one thing that's inconsistent and it wipes out the thousand. The trust is built by an almost unblemished record of consistency with what you say you're about, founded on the idea that it's not about you. I believe that that's where the trust really begins. When we look in the social sectors, the great social sector leaders like Frances Hesselbein, who got all of these people in the Girl Scouts to go behind what she was trying to do, they all knew it wasn't about Frances. It was about the Girl Scouts, and it was about the girls and their development. And that is why she had that trust.
Two questions.
Yep.
Okay. Do you think that all companies peak at some point in time?
No. Do I think that all companies peak at some point in time? First, I don't know, because there are companies that have been going for a very long time with an incredible record. I remember back when Jerry Porras and I were doing the research for Built to Last, and we were studying Wal-Mart. And at the time, Wal-Mart was a $25 billion company, and that just seemed gigantic to us. And they were heading to $38 billion. And then we heard about Sam Walton's BHAG, this big, hairy, audacious goal, that it was going to be a $125 billion company by the year 2000. And we thought, that's crazy, that's huge, that's unmanageable. You can't make it that big. They blew right past that. They went to 150 billion, 200 billion, 250 billion, 300 billion. And sure, it's hard to manage at that size, but if you would have asked us in 1994 when we were writing Built to Last, is it possible to manage a $300 billion company? We would have said, we can't envision that, we haven't seen it. Well, we've seen it now. So I don't know what the ultimate end is, but you can go a very long time and a very long way. Think about a company like Procter & Gamble. With just a smooth transition to a next generation CEO, Procter & Gamble was founded in 1837. Okay, this is long before the American Civil War. This is long before Reconstruction. This is long before the dissemination of electricity, the invention of telephones. This is before World War I. This is before the Depression. This is before World War II. Right? In the United States Depression of the 1930s, they were 100 years old. 100 years old. And they went right through that depression. They haven't stopped yet. They are still one of the leaders in their game. They're one of the great consumer products companies in the world. It's been over 150 years. Johnson & Johnson, founded in 1886, still on the top of its game, over 100 years later. So is there an inevitable point? Do companies have to hit a wall? Is there a point where they can't sustain themselves as great enterprises? Well, most hit a wall. And we found in How the Mighty Fall, the whole point was to examine how great enterprises can self-destruct. And over time, most do. But so far, not all. There are exceptions. And to me, it is always the exceptions that are the most interesting. And if there are exceptions, why don't you be one of them?